Hi. Well, we'll have to switch on and off, Macy. Remember? We're switching reading parts. I'm not.
No. Is it recording right now?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Is there a reason it's not coming up? It's something like disconnected back here.
No. Well, sure it is.
What?
Is the thingy on?
Is it this thingy?
Black cord. Yep, that one.
Oh.
It goes clear the heck over there and back. It's not plugged in.
Well, why didn't you plug it in?
I don't know.
Well, that's
I
not
didn't
smart.
Somebody else must have unplugged it. There we go. Now, yeah, you can put this wherever the heck you want. You can put that wherever you want. If we need to move things over here, we can.
We'll just leave it there.
Are you reading the first one?
You can pull that back and fill that hole.
Yeah, Macy, do that. Pull that
However
back
you think you want to rearrange.
if you can. Wait.
That corner by your left foot is just really sticky. I tried to move it earlier today.
All right.
I'm ready whenever.
No one's listening.
Are you ready?
No.
Can you hear the air conditioner? I know that was a horrible answer.
It should be. Yeah, we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's get this we're ready. Where to go, right?
Yes.
And let's do people a bit of
Stop it.
everybody else so they know how to be absolutely perfect, right?
I'm always perfect.
Oh, well, obviously.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Macy, come this way.
Emily has that going on.
What going on?
The awesome perfectness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
And you're going to get it, right?
Yeah, it's contagious.
Yeah.
It's contagious. Okay.
Are they ready?
We're ready now.
I was gonna say we're both.
No, they
look ready
don't.
either.
They don't look
They
ready.
look like they're really way scared of us.
I'm like really hot.
Yeah, because everybody's
Yes,
up
you
there
are,
and like,
Macy.
So hot. Okay, we can go? Well, where's the thingy? There it is. Playground Motion, The Slide, by Emily and Macy.
oh yeah, Macy.
Slide safety. Basically, on a slide, you don't want to fall off. So don't run down a slide. Don't push
Stand.
someone off a slide.
Stand. Slide. Give
Just-
slide.
Don't mess around on a slide. You just slide the way a slide is supposed to be used. We're grown-ups now. A slide is an inclined plane. An inclined plane is a flat surface raised at an angle like a ramp. It is used to lift loads that are too heavy to lift straight up.
A spiral slide is more like a screw than an inclined plane. A screw is counted as a different kind of simple machine, but is basically an inclined plane, wrapped around an axis in a spiral shape.
And here you can see it's kind of light, but we have the inclined plane, and what you do is you push something up it so you can see it's like a slide. And then we have the screw here that is like the spiral slide, and you can start up here and go down and around, or you can go up, and it makes it easier. A slide doesn't move like swings or teeter-totters. The slide stays stationary while you are the only thing that moves. When you are on a slide, what happens is you sit at the top and push yourself onto the slope until the gravity takes hold and you slide down without pushing yourself. So, like, we've all been down slides. So you're on a flat surface and you keep pushing yourself until You reach the slope where gravity takes hold, and you fall down.
When you go down a slide, your motion is caused by gravity, and it may be a little push you give to make yourself go faster. You will be focusing on how gravity causes you to go down the slide.
A slide slopes down to the ground. Gravity is trying to pull you to the ground, but cannot pull you through the slide, so it pulls you down the slope.
Friction and slope affect how fast you go down the slide. The more friction there is, the slower you will go, because friction is the resistance that one surface or object encounters when moving over another. Therefore, the more friction, the more resistance.
Slope affects how fast you go because the steeper the slope, the faster gravity can pull you down. There is less resistance against gravity when there is a steeper slope. So, you see here we have a slope, and it goes down, and then you add more height to it, and that makes a steeper slope. And then, when you go down, it goes down faster. This is the diagram we made, and it's in inches. I know, it's not right. But we got the measurements from the physics class, and the height was 157 inches. And I didn't have this, but I did have that going down the slide was 161 inches. And so with that, I used the Pythagorean theorem to calculate this distance. So it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I had a and c, and I found out b. And from there, once I had these two, I was able to calculate the slope with doing the rise over the run. And as you can see, I have a person on top of here, and gravity is trying to pull them down. So they're just going down this way. And yeah. And this is how we got the slope. Up here is how we used the Pythagorean theorem and got b, and then that's just rise over run and what we got.
Okay, slide plus
Gravity equals
endless fun.
endless fun.
There, we're done. Any questions?
And these are our resources. Yeah. It's just what we found out about the screws and inclined plane. Any questions?
I don't know.
What?
Christine, what? I'm just Amanda?
It was an inclined plane and a screw. Okay, this is going to take so long.
Just go back to
See, here's the inclined plane. That's like a normal slide that doesn't go around. But our slide that was out on the playground was the spiral, so that was more like a screw where it goes around an axis. It's basically an inclined plane around an axis.
Christine, you got the question yet? Okay.
Freshmen, you're all supposed to have questions.
Other? Megan.
Oh, how did that get up there?
Can you guys define the
Pythagorean theorem?
Yeah.
Basically, what it is trying to find the distance of a triangle. Like, you have a right triangle, and you know this length, and you know this length. And so that can be A, and that can be B, it can be switched either way. And so what the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. You'll learn it in algebra. And so you take what this number is squared plus what this number is squared, and that equals what this is squared. So basically if you take these and you take the square root of this and the square root of what those two were added together, it equals c.
Does that work for all your sides or just your hypotenuse?
Just the hypotenuse. Or no. You can input c like I did on here. If you don't have b, you can input a and c, and you can find b. So basically you can put a squared in, and then have c squared too, and you minus a squared, and you minus a squared here, whatever that number is, and you can find b squared if you take the square root of both of those. Anything else?
You're looking at your rubric. Did they leave anything out of the rubric?
I have a question.
Yes?
First of all, excellent job explaining the Pythagorean theorem. Would you mind going back to the slide that shows your diagram with the slope on it and
Yeah.
the heights? And you had a really nice diagram there.
Oopsies.
You went one too far. We'll be back.
I saw it in there.
No, why are you doing this? I know.
Trust me. You're escaping it. There you go. Now just click on it. It's up.
Boom. Okay, so notice how
Can you hear?
your slide. Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Let me
There's
see
a
if I
window
can-
open and an air conditioner on, I think.
I can hear, I'm just kidding.
Kill the air conditioner at least.
No.
If the window's open. You can't have both. That's just crazy.
Close the
And there's a
windows.
truck going by.
Close the windows.
Actually, it's not a truck, it's a bale grinder.
Okay, I'm trying to turn it up.
All right, you're good
Can you
now.
hear me now?
Yep, the truck's gone.
Excellent. So on your diagram, the slide is a little bit off the ground, and as it should be, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a slide and it kind of spits you out at the end and then you stand up. When you were using the Pythagorean theorem to calculate, how did you know that you could still use that? Is it 35.7 inches? At the bottom, there's a number.
Oh, this? Yeah?
Down at the bottom, yeah. How is that still part of your triangle? Because it looks like it's way at the bottom.
Oh, well, when I did the Pythagorean theorem, I minus 25 from 157. So this part right here wasn't included. It was just right here.
Perfect. That was exactly the answer I was looking for. Did you do that when you calculated your slope as well?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you.
So there's no 157 in your math.
No, not that
It's 157 minus 25, which is what?
57 minus 25 is like 138.
Yeah, 132
Oh.
here. Yep.
Yep. But there's 157 squared over there.
Yeah,
Should
because
it-
that was the height. No? Oh, great. I did something
Back
wrong.
up. If you back up, it's the same thing that you just said, because you don't go all the way to the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah.
So that line that you drew with your left hand that isn't on your diagram,
Yeah.
I would have drawn that in. Probably a dotted one. Is that correct, Heather?
A dotted one would work, yeah.
Because it doesn't really exist, but you need to use it to
Yeah.
make your brain do the right thing to calculate that triangle. Other questions? Did they leave things out of the rubric? Is there stuff on your rubric that they didn't even touch? Do you think they looked at the rubric when they put their presentation together to make sure they got it all?
I did.
I would bet. Last minute questions? I think you're off the hook.
Cool.
Good job.
Where did you get this at?
Back there. Yeah, you
And
take
then
some
have
of the
our last
books.
group coming. Because they have their information on a data stick already, right?
Wait, let me.
And we can just plug and play.
Here's
I
this.
put it right down the website now. How many groups I got?
There's only one more.
Like, no, but total there was
6,
6, I think.
I think. That's going to be a little disconcerting.
Me?
Yeah, our videos are all going to be just a little bit crooked because they're on a desk that has a slant.
What?
It's slanted downhill just a little bit.
Do we grade ourselves or not? No.
Yes.
We do?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't grade.
You should grade yourself as well.
We got a 19.
This is a microphone.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be stuck up your nose, but it should be higher than your belt buckle.
Okay.
How do you work this?
There you go.
Excuse me.
The two kids from the bottom of the alphabet. Both first names start with J. Neither one of you like to talk in front of a group. You don't care?
It's Waterbury and Williams too. It's JW.
I think this is.
You just said that.
It's the bottom. It's W.
Well, we
No,
don't.
I didn't say W. I
we
just said
don't
bottom.
need this till later. Wrong one. No. Yeah, we don't need this one till later.
Oh,
So
there's
leave it sit there.
Oh gosh, you're like right there. Oh gosh.
Just see it's like no.
All right. lie
Okay.
down.
I have to hold this. Oh gosh. Like, can it be like this far away and it can still hear me?
As long as you talk like you're in front of a group and not whispering to Jesse.
Okay. Okay. What we did was. Oh god. Let me start over. Okay. Okay. Everyone's staring at me. Okay. Okay, what we did was we went outside to the swings and like measured the lengths, and the lengths they're in inches. 11 feet 8 inches and 8 feet 3 inches at the Burke Elementary playground. We oh my gosh, I can't say that word. We researched the swings, and my partner was Jesse, and these are the things we learned. We learned that if you pump your legs, it helps to go back and forth. It also helps you to increase speed. You have to push off to help start off, or else it'll take a longer. You don't have to, but it'll take a longer time if you don't. And it will be harder to swing. When you lean back to swing forward, you lean your mass moves back and down, and that makes you go forwards. The shorter the length, the faster swing will go, but it won't. It'll go faster back and forth, but it won't. Or it won't go between a point as quick, but it'll be faster. Okay. Hold on, I got it. Oh, the longer the length, the slower it will go. It does that because it takes the shorter one less time, because the chains are shorter, and the longer chains are longer. So the shorter you go, the faster. Yeah, you get that point. Okay, and then can move on. Some of the safety issues are you don't want to go too high off. high off the ground or too high, because little kids like to jump off swings, and when they jump off, they can hurt something. And sometimes you got to make sure the chains are okay, because the chains get rusty and can fall apart. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Little kids love the swings.
Until they get hurt.
Yeah, until they get hurt, then they don't like them as much.
Oh, we drew some diagrams. You guys are wondering about that. Okay, this one is the longer one. Okay. Okay, that's the longer one. We just made the chains longer. And then this one is like the shorter one with shorter chains. And this is a video, which isn't playing right now. Okay.
That was one we recorded.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
Joey's like laying down.
He has a shorter swing, so it's really
Yeah.
It's not working as well.
Now they're kind of.
Yeah. Oh, and our resources list. I didn't get it on there, so I wrote it on my hand. It's just one website. Okay. There. That's where we got how our swing was a. Oh, we didn't say our thing, Jesse.
Our swing is
What is it?
lever.
Yeah. We said a lever?
Yeah,
we did?
it bends on a fulcrum.
Yeah. Forgot about that. That's it.
Any questions?
No. That was terrible. Sorry, guys.
What?
No.
What is a fulcrum used for?
For pivoting around.
Lever.
For pivoting around.
A lever? Jesse, she asked a lever.
What is the question? You said what is a lever for a fulcrum for?
What type of simple machine did you have again?
A lever.
So how does that work? Like, what is it used for in life?
Like,
Swings.
well, no, other than swings. It could be like, isn't
It can be used to lift heavy objects also, or
yeah.
pivoting something around.
Yeah. Yes.
Did you guys have any math included?
Miss Schneider said we just had to do.
Yeah, we didn't have.
Yeah.
We just had to explain.
She said we had to explain what we learned about the swings. But Miss Schneider said, she even asked Mr. Schneider, and he said that would be okay.
And will I totally let you fail?
Yes. Not Jesse, but me. It's okay. I didn't fill my information in.
Next.
Can I be done? Oh,
No more
jeez.
questions?
What?
Does chain length affect how high, like how high you can get up on the swing, far back, and what
Yeah.
speed you're going at?
Yeah.
Like how does that
How does
make a
that
difference?
affect it?
The longer the swing, the farther away from the pivot point you are, so the more extension, the farther you can go. And also you'd be going slower than the one right next to the pivot, than the chain length right next to the pivot point. But you'd be able to get a much higher speed, and you could...
So you're saying that if you're like shorter, if you have a shorter chain length, you're going to get more speed because you're going back.
No, you're gonna have more repetition.
There you go.
Oh, we forgot some information.
What is it?
You can't move your butt because that's your
Rounds.
center point of your body. So if you move it, then
So like if you like
just fall off.
push the chain with your arms, what does that do?
Nothing.
It makes you go slower because you're counteracting the balance.
So Jesse finally hit the one thing that I wanted to point out that was missing.
It's like if you like when you're going backwards, if you pull the chain back, what will it do?
Move
Nothing.
the chain with you.
The chain's already going back unless you're pulling back when you're trying to go forwards.
Okay. Jesse finally got to the one thing that I needed to point out. When you're talking about a long swing and a short swing, which one does your body go faster in?
Your body goes faster on the longer one.
And which one do you go back and forward and back again quicker?
The short length.
The short one. Who's the other group that had swings? Is that you two guys back here asking questions?
No, it was me and Brian.
What's the term for that? Starting in the back and going forwards and coming to the back again? Periodicity.
Yep.
So the period of a swing is different based upon the
Length of the chain.
length of the chain. Other questions? Mrs. Keller, did you have anything for this group?
I actually don't.
Yes.
Good job, you guys.
Thank you.
Can I turn the fan back on?
You can turn the fan back on.
I mean, it's on, but it's
Um,
not like on high.
And where's the cold air?
The windows.
If the cold air is in the windows, why is the fan pointed at the windows?
I don't know.
Do we want to blow the hot air towards the cold air? Do we want to pull the cold air into the room? So, that table back there with the bio books should have a fan on, right?
Or
It
why
should
don't we
be blowing
just
this
close
way.
the windows? No. Turn the air on.
Cold air is coming in.
It's colder outside than the air conditioner is. It'll cool down in here faster if you put the fan on that rolling cart with the books on it. And blow it this way. If you can find a plug-in back there. And if you can't, tell me. Because I have extension cords. I travel with them. So, we have a couple of things that we need to talk about. One of them is presentations period. How many of you saw somebody during these presentations that was fidgeting? That would like rock back and forth or mess with something in their hands. Somebody got a hold of a marker from the overhead and played with that the whole time, right? If this was a speech class and you were getting a speech grade, would your grades be good or bad or in between? Some of you did quite well, and some of you didn't. And that's okay.
Like that? Like that?
Yeah, like that. That ought to work. Hey? Freshman. Time out so I can make a point, will you? Was my point that we need to hack on people and point out who did everything bad?
No.
Did I do that? Did I point out who did everything that was bad? No. Not just now. I might have pointed it out while they were doing their presentation or right after they got done. But it's not about pointing out everything that's wrong. Okay? Some of you are not doing the exact right thing. Okay? This is all supposed to be about learning. And I don't care how good you do or how poorly you do. I only care that you're better next time. And that's kind of where you should be. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't worry about your grades at all and If you have an F, you should just be all happy. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm also not saying that if you're not the world's best student and you did okay and you're going to do better next time, I'm a happy camper. If you're a great student and you didn't do very good and you're just going to get mad and not care and don't ever get any better, that's a bad thing. Staying where you are is bad. Getting better is good. You should be trying to get better all day, every day. If you're not, you're doing life wrong. Because life is hard. Okay? Next, your presentations just got scored like by everybody. Right? And there's 17 kids in the room. There's 2 people just did a presentation, so there's 15 kids out there scoring them. Those 15 kids need to send them an email. But before you send it, did you put Jesse and Justine in the top where it says student? Did you put your name on the tab on the bottom? You should put your name on the tab on the bottom. That's kind of a big deal. Because when Jesse and Justine go and grab them and drag them, remember I went to the overhead and I showed you last time? I told you to split your screen. Put one rubric here, put the other rubric there. Grab the tab on this one that says Brock and drag it over here and drop it in on top of the tab that says Macy. And then this one will close and go away and you can open up another one. You can grab that tab and pull it in and you can pull all the tabs in here, and you should have a list of every kid in the whole class at the bottom. And then you do a file save as. You make sure yours is in there. And then you put it in Edmodo. Did you notice that I made 2 new assignments in Edmodo? The first one I put in there is going to be lower than the other one, right? The lowest one says... I don't remember what it says.
The second one?
The second one down, yep.
There's APA citations.
Skip that. That's a note.
Okay.
When you need help. Or is it turn in your playground motion assignment?
Yes.
Nice weekend. We don't have many nights.
No, it's above that. It's above that.
No, then I haven't seen it.
So I have to go open
Is it the one-
my Edmodo, which is in physical science. And the top one says Playground Motion Math. Playground Motion Build. Measure, calculate. Maybe I didn't get yours done and I did the other 2.
I forgot. Can you call down to the office and tell them I need my project?
Okay. In a minute, there will be 2 assignments. And one of them will ask you to turn in all your stuff. Everything you did. Brainstorm, research, math, notes, some junk I found on the internet that I thought I was going to use but I didn't. Turn it all in. The other one's going to ask you for your rubric. Okay?
All of them?
All of them in one.
In one, yeah.
So you're going to turn in one thing when I ask you for your rubric, but that one thing's going to have 17 tabs at the bottom.
15.
One file, 17 tabs at the bottom.
Can everyone write their email on the board?
Ooh! It would be nice if you had everybody's email, wouldn't it?
Can you just write the first 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? It's
Yeah, because everybody's just at.
Chill.
Hey, Cal, call down to the office, see if they can get my password.
No. Because you don't have to write it. Because I got this.
I write it. What's your email? JW 3A49. Oh no, stop.
It's not following me.
Are you looking on our pictures?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
How do you think I got this done, people?
Ew.
How do you think I got to know you? I got names and pictures.
Ew.
Don't blame me. It's not my picture.
Who are those other kids like Parker and they're from other classes?
They're from a different school. Yep. Let's go full screen. And then let's go to 150%. Uh-oh. Oh, that's going to be Joe, right? Or Joey?
Aw, that's so sad.
You'll get over it.
There they are.
Can you call down to the office, see if you can get my password?
Yeah.
I don't know how.
You just call, be like,
I don't know how. Nobody showed me. Do you know how?
I lost that sheet too. Just you has lost her sheet for her email account, and she needs her password.
You just send it to one person in the group.
You can send 2 of them. Send it to everybody in the group. The biggest group had 3 kids in it.
Yep.
Justine, if you can't find it, you have to run downstairs. Because I don't know how to call down.
Is that leftover now?
Nope, I don't know how to call. Right. You don't have any rubrics either, do you? Because you were gone for all the presentations except for these. Did you do a rubric for them, or were you freaking out about yours?
I don't know what to do for that.
Okay, never mind. You blow it off. We'll get yours in there next time.
Sierra Laura, please come to the office.
Okay.
Sierra, please come to the
I'm
office.
going down to the office.
Go quick. Be fast.
Make me a pass, I won't be late.
Just
I won't be late. Nice day.
Really send it to me. What?
Today.
Yeah, send it to Joe. Send it to Brent. Joey's not here. So I just said.
Jeffrey.
So Joey's not here, so send it to Brent.
To email.
time left. 1:05. Be quick. The rest of you are sending emails?
When we turn them in, do you want just like one for every group? Is that how you want it?
You need to send one to Amanda, one to Caitlin, one
I
to
meant, like, when
Caitlin.
we turn them in, or do we not turn them in?
No, because each one of them does their own, and they're not going to work together, so one of them might give you a different score than the others. That's why it doesn't matter if it comes from a group. All these need to come from a person, an individual.
Wait, so we make one rubric for every kid?
If you give them all the same score, that's fine. You send it. But the guys in your group might give them a different score, so all the guys in your group need to send one to all the people in the other groups. Make sense?
How do I send it?
Because if your score is a 90, and you give it to the 2 JWs that just got done, you're going to send him a 90, you're going to send her a 90, done. But they've got one from you. And you were in a group with 2 other guys. Right? That's been like 4 days ago. I'm shocked that I remember that. But he maybe gave him an 82. So he has to send an 82 and an 82. And then the other guy from your group maybe gave him a 61. And then they're going to have 3 scores from you. You're going to get 2 scores from them.
Yeah. So then we're just making the emails individually and sending it to them.
Yes.
How do you add a file?
So your emails are all going to fill up because you're going to get whole bunches of emails.
So, I was looking.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right.
Eric, I haven't got one for you yet.
How do you add the file again?
In here, you need to,
Can we send them to more than one person at a time?
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Whoa.
insert.
Whoa. I think I found the one that I
Who's on
lost.
Brecken's group?
You got to find the paper clip. You good?
Yeah. I got
That's all you needed?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I haven't seen this version yet because I have a Mac, so the paper clip used to be way over on the right and now it's up on the top.
So how do we like add another person?
Just start typing another, put in a space after an email address, and then start typing another one.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
I am missing a rubric for one group, and I don't know who my group. No, okay, I have Brock's group, I have Justine's group, I have Kia's group, I have Macy's group, and I have Sierra's group.
Caitlin's? It's ours. Caitlin, Amanda, and Kaylee.
Okay.
Yep. And the 2 JWs.
I got them.
Okay.
Okay, so it's Amanda, Caitlin, and Kaylee. It's like only one contact. Okay, so now I need to make a rubric for them.
You can put one in the CC.
They forgot it too, so I just have to go email us.
How do I do an attachment?
I'm just kidding.
No. I was going to go down to office.
Were you really?
I'm going to raise some cane over that. That's crazy talk.
No, Mr. Schneider! Mr. Schneider!
Oh, Mr. Schneider!
What's he doing? What's he doing?
Oh.
Hey, Bracken,
What?
check this.
He's just going to the bathroom.
Hey. Oh, he is?
Yeah. Okay. What did he say though?
Bracken,
He's
did
like,
you
I'm
guys
gonna go
get
raise
a...
some cane over there.
What?
Uh-uh.
I didn't send, I couldn't fit yours on there, so I'll send you.
Look at Lana last name.
That's real nice.
Lana, do you an email from me?
I didn't even get
Do you an email from me?
Tell me when done my locker.
Haley said the apple was the best part.
What? Say my name. That was like when you say.
Somebody come help me with this. I'm gonna punch this computer.
What did you do?
I don't recommend it.
What do you mean? What do you want?
Macy, your mom added me last night.
On Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
Jess, get over here.
Why?
By the way,
You know when
Emily,
people add my mom, like,
Veronica sent you
there
mine.
was Camille who
I
did it,
got
and
it.
I'm like, why would you want
Brock
to
did
become
it.
my mother?
You guys know in Moboomba Camp? What? Oh, I just deleted it.
Oh!
Brent, really?
What?
416.
What did they give you guys?
Give us 92%.
Hey, what's an APA
That's
format?
pretty good. I did throw down an answer.
Something else to do with right here.
I don't know.
Like, it's
Move
sad.
over into me.
Look at it. And you'll see what it is.
It's like a thing that shows you how to do it.
Jesse.
Oh.
Did you really go to the
Mr.
office?
Schneider, can you help me with this?
Employee. He did go to the office.
That was like 3 years ago. They told me to put something, so I
I've
wrote
already
that.
tried sending it to them
Look
twice.
at my shoe. I need
Yeah, I
a
got
shoe.
95.
Well, there's nobody in the tube.
Look at
Well,
it.
I know, I've already tried sending it though, and it doesn't work.
Okay. Now I just gotta email this.
I look bad.
You
Remember I sent you one, did you get it?
I haven't either.
I will email you the yours.
Huh?
Oh
Yes,
my
I got
gosh,
it.
that's so bad.
I got
already
it.
did.
Okay.
I only have some from
Oh, yeah.
Kia and Sierra.
Yeah, for the subject is, you have to?
Where's
Yep.
that thing?
Or on these ones.
Hey, see, my water bottle's that day.
I found it.
Okay.
Just gotta be in there.
I found
You
it.
need to put a subject in or it doesn't want to go.
You can send it without a subject.
It's uncool to send people emails who don't have subjects.
Oh, I already did.
It is way uncool.
We don't even use email
God,
though,
it's
so.
9 feet deep uncool.
Sierra, you gave
Oh,
me
well,
a
it's hit
100.
modern
Oh,
age.
thank you.
What?
Is this your first day with technology?
Yeah.
Holy cat.
Caleb and
Who was in Brockton?
Caleb and Borden.
Caleb and Borden. There you go.
We're in Brock's group.
Yeah, why?
Oh, it's up there. Hold on. I forgot.
You asked for my Snapchat.
Hey, this is not science.
No, we don't need to be
She asked
Snapchatting.
for my Snapchat, but she meant
Okay.
email.
While you guys are working on this,
Who was in boarding?
he's still there.
Utilities employee.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my computer.
I figured. While you guys are working on this,
I don't understand computers.
Same.
you'll get over it.
In a movie with
Hang on.
me and Amanda. Who are you?
Better. Now,
I
next time we do presentations, what things need to be better?
The things that we got scored low on.
Right, but what are those?
The things.
Or weaknesses.
What are the weaknesses?
Things that we did poorly.
Let's talk about them. Let's enumerate them.
Well, so far the 2 rubrics I've got 100. But I haven't added the center balance.
Do you think my rubric's going to have 100 when you get it?
No. Well, maybe.
Are we getting your rubric next time?
Probably.
When we do our next presentation or something?
I will.
I haven't looked yet.
I'm going to try and sit down tomorrow
Bracken,
and
do you have
do a
it?
rubric for every kid off of the videos. Because obviously I can't do them while Mrs. Kellert's on my machine.
Abby. Is she still on here?
Yes, but you can't see her because I have to have the stuff up there.
Can she see us?
But, yes, she can see you.
I got one from Macy.
And if I was smarter than technology, I could find the freeze button, and then I could change what's on my computer.
Oh, you did
And
it.
then we could see Mrs. Keller again.
She likes me. No, she likes me more.
What things did we do poorly at that anybody could do better at? Eye contact, good job.
Yeah,
Actually presenting instead of
fidgeting
and reading.
Making sure that you're talking loud enough so that the whole room and the people on the screen can hear you.
Project, don't mumble.
I used hand gestures.
Hand gestures are a good thing.
Yeah.
When some of you got done, I went and answered some questions, right?
Yeah.
What did I do different than you did?
You answered them.
But what does that mean, I answered them?
You used your
Did I come over here and grab these? And go to the front of the room?
I wondered where those went. We were going to use that.
Well, why didn't you ask me? I knew right where they were.
Took them back to armor or something. So, well,
Did they have to do with activity too?
I made them so my classes could use them.
I didn't have
Do these activities too?
You're gonna get
No, I don't have physical science in armor.
what?
That's awesome.
I have biology in armor.
This is hard.
Which one's easier?
Neither. I'd probably like biology better.
None of the above.
Okay.
Sick.
Off topic.
Serious? My mom was in high school that
Did we not do this?
really took wild math. No, we did not do that.
Can't find me.
No, we didn't.
How far is it from, what's that center part? How far is it from the fulcrum to the center of mass of the 2 compared to the fulcrum to center of mass of the 1?
It's about
Half.
3 circles.
This one is half of this one. This distance is half of this distance. This lever arm is half the length of this lever arm because this mass is
2 times greater.
twice as much as this mass. If you double the mass, you have to cut the lever arm in half. Is this easier than me standing and explaining stuff?
Yes.
Yeah. Almost everybody likes things better when they can see, right? So how many of you used visual examples? How many of you didn't use enough visual examples? Yeah, there should be quite a few hands on that one. If you're explaining physics, you probably need a little bit of show and tell in your presentation. If you're explaining complicated physics that hasn't been introduced before, that might be new, you might need lots and lots and lots of show and tell. And you might need to repeat and show a different way. So if I got this in class, what else could I do to show the same thing a different way? I could go outside with a smartphone and take a picture. Put 2 kids on one side, 1 kid on the other side. Put a tape measure on them. I could even bring in the actual distances. I could show the math. Right? What can you do with the swings? Did that last group have a video on the swings? Did the first group have a video on the swings?
That was there. We had a video.
We had a video.
We just like hook on for power.
Couldn't get it to hook onto the PowerPoint. Did you ask me for help
Yes.
on that?
Yes, we seriously did. We did.
And you couldn't get your phone.
My phone was being stupid.
That's right. Your phone was being a pill that day. And we couldn't get it off your phone and over there.
Technically, we had a video. We just
We
didn't
had it
put
on
it on our
here. We
slideshow
just didn't
because
get
they
it on
did. So we didn't want to show it twice.
Right. But how would I do that differently? How would you do that differently now that you've already seen it? What would be better?
Having like putting a timer in the video
Oh,
and having them start at the same time.
having them start at the same time, putting a timer on them, pausing the video every once in a while, and then explaining that so far they've only gone like twice, but they're pretty much together. And then you go 2 more times, are they going to get more together or more apart?
More apart.
Yeah, because one of them's going to go back and forth way fast, and the other one isn't. So they're going to get more and more and more different the more times they go. So running the video and then hitting pause and then explaining what's going on, and then hit pause and explain what's going on, and then people can see it as it starts to, the divide between them starts to get bigger. How many of you had to figure out new stuff in order to do this presentation?
Not really. I did the background stuff.
Did you have to process all that stuff and package it and put it together? Does your math class, does your previous science class make you package it and put it together? Or did you do things separately? Here, do this kind of problem. Here, do that kind of problem. I don't know what your old science teacher did. Did you have Mr. D?
No.
You had
Lindholm.
You had Lindholm.
Yeah.
And he uses books and worksheets and
Yeah.
tests and quizzes and
And Brad?
and everything is separate, I'll bet.
I would have liked Rosemary, but no, she had to retire.
And her last name was Opbrook,
Yes.
right?
Well, she's like a grandma to me.
Okay.
She's technically
Amanda,
my
you
great
didn't
grandma
fill out the
because her
whole
daughter
Her
is my
granddaughter
aunt.
is like my
Okay.
sister. So.
Okay. Moving on then. Does everybody understand simple machines? If you had a test today and it said list the simple machines.
Yeah,
If you know a simple machine, raise your hand.
I do.
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know.
You know science, but you suck at raising your hand.
It's a lever.
Okay, we got a wheel and axle. And
Screw.
a lever and...
I didn't send you guys.
Well, I know, but there's 4 more. There's a bunch more. Wheel and axle, lever. I'm still looking at you.
Oh, there is a pulley.
A pulley. And an inclined plane. Now we're getting down to it. What's left? A screw and
What ones have we named yet? You say lever?
lever, wheel and axle, inclined plane, screw, pulley. How do you not have a list on your computer in front of you right now?
Oh, sorry.
Okay, that's the other thing that we're not real good at yet.
You sent the blank message.
Wait. That's the other thing we're not real good at yet. Staying in the group conversation. Your job is to learn stuff. My job is to help make sure that you get it all tied together. Which one is harder? Learning one thing or tying together 7 things? Thank you.
Wedge.
We didn't have a wedge, people. How is a wedge different than an inclined plane?
What's a
like standing up.
Hang on. No, wedge isn't necessarily standing up. What's a wedge used for?
It's used to lift heavy things that you can't lift, like big boulders to get out of the way.
That's a lever.
No.
Yep.
That's a lever. A wedge is used to split firewood.
Like an axe.
You have a piece of steel that comes down to a point that's about this long, and you put it on a piece of firewood, and you whack it a couple of times, and you get a big old sledgehammer, and you pound it until it goes through, and the wood just comes apart. It has to, because you got a pointy piece of steel slamming down into it, right?
It's used for separation.
It moves things apart. How's that different than an inclined plane? Which is also kind of a triangle-shaped thing?
That uses slope.
It's way more deadly.
Slope, yes. How do you use an inclined plane?
Like a what? What do you mean? What?
We walk on it.
You go down it. You fly down it. You use it for endless fun.
If I have to put a piano in the back of my pickup, is it easier to pick it up and throw it in the back of the piano, of the pickup? Or to find an inclined plane and just push it up the ramp?
Well, if it doesn't have wheels.
It's easier to push it up the ramp.
If it has wheels.
Or pull it.
If it doesn't have wheels, you put it on a cart so it has wheels, and then you push it up the ramp. Okay?
We made it to the movie before we thought to put wheels on that.
Freshmen, the last thing I said before this, you're not very good at staying in a group conversation, and you have to be better. I'll do everything I can to try not to bore you, but you have to stay with me. Do we have all of these sent yet?
No.
And Macy sent a couple empty ones. I'm betting that's not the only one. That's why I mentioned that.
Who else did I send a blank like
If anybody else got an email that didn't have an attachment,
It keeps failing to set.
Okay, wait.
do you have a subject? Do you have stuff attached?
Oh, wait, never mind. I got it. Oh, I didn't.
Delivery failed to these recipients. BB 3537. BB 3735.
Whoa.
There you go.
3537.
No, it's not. It's 3735. Justine, I sent you this one.
Really?
It failed on 3537. You might want to try it the other way around. You might want to try it the way I wrote it.
Yeah, it's 3735.
It's 3735. That's why it failed on the other one. Any other problems with the emails? Are we almost done with those?
I didn't get one from Brecken.
Mrs. Keller, do you have anything that you want to put in on the presentations, presentation skills, research skills, things that were lacking in general?
Did we talk about gum already?
Talk about which?
Did we talk about gum already?
Oh, we did not talk about gum.
You have gum while you're doing a presentation. That's shame on you.
That's a fail right there. You are doing it wrong.
I don't think they saw it. It's okay. Did you see it?
There were two different groups in particular, I remember, that stuck out to me because my computer screen was right in your faces, number one. So you were sort of in my face too, and I saw this.
I don't think I did, though.
You didn't do that. You
Yeah.
weren't one of those people. I'm not going to name who it
Yeah.
was. There were two people, and you looked like a cow during your presentation. We don't want that, right? That's not professional. We want to look like students, not farm animals.
Said somewhere else.
Yes.
Just make sure there's no gum. And then front body contact. Some of you guys stood like this off to the side, or did this when you were looking at the screen.
A lot of you were up over here, and you'd sit and turn and look at your computer or turn and look at this computer instead of all the people that are way the heck over there.
And again, that was like one person, maybe two people in different groups. And then finally, one last comment. I thought you guys were really good at showing all of your hand gestures as you described the physics. A couple of groups had models, like actual things that they showed. Like one of the groups that went today had the little slide for the inclined plane, and they pushed the marker down the slide. That was really cool. Someone had a basketball, and I know you were going to talk about how it was a wheel and axle, and I don't remember if you talked about that or not, but it was in there, which was cool. Yeah, anytime you talk about physics or math, make sure you have diagrams, you have real life models, that you make it as interesting as possible to your teachers and classmates, and Make it real. Make it understandable. That's all I have to say.
Anytime.
Great job.
Thank you. Anytime you can tie something new to something you already know, do it. Even if it's just kind of sort of related a little bit. Tie it to something you already know. That makes it so much easier to A, understand, but B, remember. So are we about done with this?
Mine, I have the wrong thing.
Anybody having trouble putting them all into one spreadsheet?
So 4? Yes.
Do you have 2 spreadsheets open on your computer?
Okay, hold on, guys.
So, like, this one would be Jesse, and then I would go like this, and then...
Nope. You're making a new one when you do that. So let's Control Z. Make this take up half your screen instead of the whole thing. That middle button. Yep, that one.
Did everyone get one from me?
There. Now it's smaller. And make sure you can see the bottom. Who did that come from? Who wrote that?
Yeah. I think it's, you didn't get one from me?
Is this yours?
I have to resend yours.
Did you write that? Then you need to know who it came from. That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
I'm sending yours to you now.
Anybody not get one from me?
So,
Oh, it's Brock.
there you go. Type Brock instead of sheet 1.
Okay.
Double click on it. Yep, enable editing first, and then double click on it.
Yes, here I go.
There you go. Now click in one of the cells anywhere else so it finishes, or hit enter. Okay, that's in there. Now if you grab where it says Brock and drop it right beside where it says Jesse, it'll go. There you go. See that little arrow thingy? There it is. Let it go. Ta-da. And that's what you're looking for. See that little triangle and that little skinny line that came in? Yes. When you have 17 of them across there, you're done, or 16.
So do I do this to what they sent me?
Yep.
Or,
Yep.
Okay.
And then all of these are about you, but they're done by these guys.
I'm freaking out. How do you do this?
I should do this on my computer on the big screen, so I don't have to do it 16 times. See these? What are these things called? These are different little tabs if they're on a notebook. Correct terminology in Microsoft Excel. Correct terminology in Microsoft Excel. These things down here are different sheets, and this whole thing is a workbook. So this is one workbook with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's some more over there. Sheets in the workbook. That's why they say sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 when you first start out. These are the things that are supposed to have your name on them. How do I put more sheets in here? There's a little plus sign on the right side, isn't there? That's not going to help you. Don't do that. That's not what you want. All right. Let's unfreeze my screen.
See, no one wrote their name in their sheet, so I'm going to resend yours because my name wasn't at the bottom.
And if you shrink this, hang on. You're supposed to be listening, people.
I'll fix it. It's okay.
Psst. When you open one, it'll probably open like that. Pretend that this one came from Brock. It should say, instead of sheet 1 at the bottom, it should say Brock. If you open one from, wait a second. If you open one from a kid and it doesn't have their name down there, that's the first thing you should do. Is go put their name down there. And then hit enter. Now wait a second. If I shrink this so that it doesn't take up the whole screen, this is big time. This is the thing that will solve your problem for you right here. I can grab this, left click and hold. I can drag it over. See what I got right there in the middle in the black? That's the little no symbol, right? It's a little circle with a line through it. What about over here? Because It'll work because this little arrow right here, that little triangle pointing down, shows me it's going to go between faculty and dial. See how it moved? Yep. See how it moved? And now that little triangle is right there by the orange one and the white one. If I let go, Brock shows up between the orange one and the white one. Got it? Yep. Good, because I just wrecked everything. I just unhooked all kinds of stuff.
Mr. Steiner,
Yo.
in the rubric with the incorporate changes being based on feedback, that was our questions, right?
That was when you got in small groups and you talked to each other? Like the very first time you had a rubric? And everybody was just like in clumps talking and the whole room was loud and yeah.
And then,
Sorry, Heather.
and then was the September 21st presented in front of the whole class and maybe some little ones, was that supposed to be?
That's this thing that we just did today and last time.
Some people just didn't like even put anything down there.
Okay, we'll deal. Sarah.
Do we need like one on record reminder, and do they need to? I need to put those in.
Yes.
Mine will do it.
Okay. So how does it go again?
Get them. Yeah, middle button. And then get it off the other one. Now, what's that? Is that a blank one or did somebody do that?
Somebody did it. It was Brock.
Okay, so then you want to click on that. Oh, we have to enable editing first. And then we can click on sheet 1. It's okay, just click on sheet 1 2 times. And type Brock. And then hit enter. And then we can hit that middle button and shrink it. And now you can grab Borden and put him right beside Brock. Click and hold. Drag it and wait. Oh, you didn't enable editing. It's not going to work. Now it'll work. Put it over on top again. Now it'll work.
No, not yet.
Oh, hang on. The first time you clicked, it says, okay, you want this window. Now click again. There it goes. And now you have that little tiny black triangle. And ta-da, there it goes. Now, see that little arrow? Click it. There's 2 of them in there. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. All of the emails we got from everyone down there.
Open one and drop it in. And open one and drop it in. And open one and drop it in. Otherwise, you have a big mess on your screen, right? It's much easier if you open emails one at a time. And you can look at the tab and, you open one and it's from Mrs. Kellert and it doesn't say Mrs. Kellert in the bottom. You know you have to change that tab so it says Mrs. Kellert. And then you can drag it over into your whole class file. Also, freshmen, if you're not saving about every 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to wish you had at some point. Drop in a couple and then save it. Otherwise, you're going to end up regretting it. You're going to be mad at life in a major kind of way. These are the files that you need to turn in for the rubric that doesn't exist yet. There will be an assignment that says turn in your rubrics here or something like that. Do you need them?
Yeah.
I should maybe get out of my chemistry class then, because that's not going to be very helpful.
Yeah.
Neither is that one.
Our pictures, do you know? Why was I the first one? That's I gave us. Okay, thank you.
I still need Rex and
Probably mine.
Breckens. I just click on mine. Kaylee's. Yeah, I think Erica's.
Holy slow with the technology, freshman.
Oh,
It's not going.
First time we've had our own computer.
Not good. Okay. I hold this. I go over here.
Get right next to him. Get over right next to him. Up a little higher. Nope. You have to have that little black triangle or else it's not going to go. See the triangle? Get over between them. See that triangle? It'll go. It'll work. All you got to do is let go. If you don't see that triangle, it won't work.
What do we hold left screw?
All right. Are you clicked on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, kill that box. Grab Caitlin and don't let go. Pull it over there. Down, next to sheet 1.
Let her go, Jesse.
No, I think you let go.
He let go.
Oh, I think you're clicked in a box. Let's do this. Let's escape a couple of times.
Okay, Erica, I think
Now,
Erica,
click on Caitlin.
I think I did.
Pull it over there next to sheet 1. And you should get a little triangle. No, you're not. Oh, you didn't enable editing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't let me open it anywhere else except in the browser, so I had to.
Oh, that's going to be a small problem.
So I can.
Show me the email. Yeah, kill that. And show me the email.
I don't care. I don't like you like other people.
Now, see that where it says attachment? Right click on that. Okay, never mind. You have to do it on the picture. Right click. Okay, there it went.
Didn't send one to. I don't know if I
Oh,
sent them to everybody, but.
yeah.
I got yours.
Did you?
Enable editing. There you go. That's the thing you need. And now, it'll let you pull that tab over to there, I'm sure. Yep. You look, see the little black triangle? You're good. Let her go. There you are.
Do you want me to resend it? Yes. Okay. I will resend it.
You okay? You got this all figured out?
No.
So open up Lannis. Oh, you got this all figured out.
No, I don't.
Well, what the heck was that?
I don't know. This is my thing, and I already typed in all their names.
Oh, no. You don't have to type in all their names.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Kill them all.
How?
Okay, send them to everybody.
Hold on, turn around.
Actually, just close your file. And Lannis on the top. Open hers.
I go to the bathroom.
Yes.
No. You should have told him no.
All right. Now, this thing. Yep. But that's supposed to say Lana, isn't it? So you're going to want to enable editing. And then you're going to want to double click on sheet 1.
Wait, how did you send him more than one? You put it.
And then you hit enter to finish it. And then we hit the middle one to shrink it. Right? Okay. And then here's my rule. I always put my thing in the right side, in the left side. This is the one. And then you're gonna come over here. You're gonna open the next one. Open that.
I'll put it on.
Give me a sec.
Well, I had to put yours on.
I'm almost there.
You sent me, so.
All right. And then you're gonna want to pull this one this way. We're gonna click on Excel. We're gonna get that up. And then we're gonna grab Justine and don't let go. Pull it over there. See the little triangle? So, get her to slide. What is your computer doing? Your computer's doing goofy things. There you go. See the little tiny triangle? You're good. Let her go. It'll pop right in there.
Oh.
There you go. Then you're going to come over here and grab the next one.
So.
And after you get about 3 of them, you're going to hit save. Just in case bad things happen.
I got it.
You got it. Good.
I give everyone 100%.
No, you didn't.
Okay,
You better
fine.
not.
Going to enable editing and change to 100% because I tried to. I didn't know what I was doing.
All right, time out.
We have to.
That reminds me that we have to talk about the Dr. Shelley rule.
What is that?
The rule that Dr. Shelley taught me. Any kid that gives everybody straight A's in the whole class automatically gets an F.
Why?
Because you're not grading them, you're giving them grades. any kid that gives everybody F's gets an F themselves. Because not everybody's horrible. There had to be one of them that was at least a D. Right? Okay? You have to honestly grade these things. And we said that before the first one, right? You have to be honest. You have to be mature.
I was being honest. I thought everyone
The whole thing should have your name and then whatever the name of the project is. Your last name. Right? Last name, underscore, and then the name of the project.
Oh my gosh.
Playground motion. And I didn't tell you about that before we did these, but by golly, that's going to go into effect for the next one. If you give all your buddies awesome scores, I'm giving you a 0.
How do you know who's our buddy? A presentation? How does this
Because when Dr. Shelley told me the rule, that one kid, you know, that likes everybody and never wants to do anything bad, and everybody gets 100, you give them a 0. That one kid that's mean and cranky and hates everybody and gives everybody zeros, you give them a 0 too. This isn't about who you like and who you don't like. This isn't about helping your friends out. This is about being honest and giving them a valuable critique. Edmodo, but I didn't make a spot yet. I'll have a spot. I'll have a spot in another 15 minutes.
Okay, so if you
Hey, this way.
So if you grade them and you say they did a great job, except you need to have this, and you actually did the comprehensive thing, then it's okay.
Yep.
in life, unlike chess, has a day or just some.
Yep. If everybody does it honestly, we should all end up doing about the same thing.
How do you know who did not send you?
I made it.
Your list down here will be missing a kid.
Is Jesse the last one?
I'm missing like 4 people.
I'm missing
1,
one.
2, 3, 4. Oh, and Kaylee. 0.
Believe it or not, Heather, the tech skills come up quickly, and they figure this out. And it's like, by the time we get the last presentation done, almost all of them have their emails. And it only takes like a month, and they get this.
Well, I was going to say, I think it's good you're giving them class time to work on this so they can make sure they do get all their stuff in and they are getting it done the right way the first time so they'll have reference for next time.
Is the giant talking head talking?
Yes. Did you just
Then you shouldn't be.
He's mean to you.
She's over on the screen like the Wizard of Oz, for crying out loud. Listen to what she says. She's a giant talking head.
That last time.
That's all right. Heather knows she has permission to smack me anytime she wants.
Smack you through the screen?
Yeah, she just smacked you.
Yeah.
I can make my fist come out of the screen and slap you.
And Dr. Shelley's in South Dakota, so she can call Dr. Shelley and tell Dr. Shelley to slap me too. And she will. And she will. Not kidding you. Dr. Shelley's the one that taught me how to do problem-based learning. She's also my boss now. She wasn't then.
Hey, Lana, what's your email?
Probably not, because she had to go to Todd County today. Up on 44. Go to Winter. Keep going another hour. Mission. Todd County High School, Mission, South Dakota.
Well, we had to go to a
Alright,
baseball
Megan, I
game.
got
There
it.
were rattlesnakes there, and we sat on their bowls, and we could feel something like,
That gym's awful dark. I wish they'd strip the floor and put in another row of lights or two. But yeah, it's a nice gym.
Yeah, because it's like 2 blank ones.
nuh-uh, it's not. Oh, yeah.
Caleb, I need a...
I'm sorry,
Emily, what's your
Justine.
email?
I'm working.
ES3774.
Alright, I'll tell you right now.
JW0849.
Oh my god. Stop it. Alright, now what is it?
See? Look, even Jim doesn't believe how bad you are with computers.
Emily.
Who is that dude?
That's Jim.
Emily.
Hey,
What is it?
ES, capital ES.
She has headphones on. The only thing you're going to do is give her a headache.
Capital ES 3774.
It doesn't have to be capitalized.
No, they don't.
I have
No, they don't.
For me,
at k12.se.us.
Oh, I have it.
I sent one to you.
Lena, I'm
Christine. I don't
sending
know why
you
you
it's
did
fine.
that.
Erica, I know mine.
3, 2, 1. Set.
And how many of you are done now?
Not yet. I have like, because I have like 5 other people that are not studying.
One.
Because my friend messed up a little bit.
One. And the bell's about to ring,
Oh crap.
and only one of you are done.
I don't want to move. I think
I've sent all of them.
at home. I've sent one to everybody.
Did you send one to me?
No. No, sir.
You should send one to me.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Wait, what? Well, you put on a folder thingy, like you said.
No, your final? Just send me your final, because all I need is your email address with your name on the inside, so I can click on it instead of type it in, so I can make a group, so I can send an email to everybody.
Please come to the office. Can you please come to the office?
Hey, are you gonna be here last period?
I will be here till 3.
Okay. Can I come in here?
Yep.
When does this have to be done?
Can you write me a pass?
You should have this done by 3.
Well, if I'm done at 3:01.
I can't do that.
Yeah. Erica, I don't need your Snapchat. I meant your email.
You asked for her Snapchat.
All right. And the freshmen move out, and the juniors and seniors move in, and I have 30 kids.
Okay. Do you want to meet about armor tomorrow before class at armor then?
We sure could, if
Yeah,
that
let's
works
do
for
that.
you.
Because if you have another class coming in, I sent that stuff to you guys a little while ago. I think it was on Friday or Monday maybe. I'll look at that again, but I was hoping to do that with the kids tomorrow, if that's
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. That's what we're planning on. The only question is, do we talk about what we talked about in class, or do we talk about the math? Which
I
one?
think we should
Which
do
one do we
both.
do first? Is the only question, I guess.
We should talk about yesterday first.
The Vanderman and Danielle's in the math room.
Talk about last class with them first.
Yeah, I think we can do math first, and then do.
No, I think we should do what you guys did in class
Okay.
first and debrief that, and then move on to the math. The math, it shouldn't take the whole time.
Right.
I tried to make it something that could be integrated with whatever else you guys are doing that day.
Okay.
But we can talk tomorrow.
That'll give us science 2 times with math in the middle.
Is that okay?
No, that's perfect.
Okay.
That's very good.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. See ya.
Bye.
Because I didn't push the stop recording button.